Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. Here's another one of those emails that I received that I have to turn into a video. You know, I wondered why Obama made the name change. I thought he did it by mistake. I was actually going to do a video on it when he went and called it ISIL. And it's always been known as ISIS, terrorist group that's taken over Iraq. I actually was going to make a video to show how stupid he is. He can't even pronounce the letters properly. Well, what's interesting is a lot of other folks are calling it ISIL now as well. That dopey looking guy that looks like he's hungover all the time, Chucky Hagel, he's now referring to it as ISIL. One of my viewers that seems to be on top of a whole lot of the issues sent me this email. It's a little lengthy, but you want to listen to what it has to say. Gabe, I thought I'd call your attention to something. You might already be aware of it, so forgive me if I'm treading on ground you already know. It involves the official name of the growing Islamic group disrupting the Middle East, which is growing larger and more deadly by the day and is being heavily financed by our U.S. tax money funneled by Obama through moron Hagel and sociopath Brennan. As Obama is building an enormous Islamic army, Obama is diverting huge amounts of cash and supplies to them, all under false pretenses. Most likely, the recent ISIS conquests have all been done with the aid of U.S. intelligence. It's not our intelligence anymore, it is his. ISIS was able to gain foothold at the strategic oil-producing areas, which have been selling about 80,000 barrels of oil per day on the black market. That's at a price of $60 a barrel versus the going rate of $100 on the official market. So there are plenty of buyers, and it's currently raking in about $2 million a day for ISIS. So a large, continuous revenue stream is being built, a lifeblood of sorts, and it will most likely get much larger and more streamlined as Muslims take over more and more strategic oil fields. Imagine if the revenue stream for ISIS grows to 10 million a day or more. And of course, our leader has already outfitted them with our tanks and U.S. taxpayer-paid Humvees and Apache helicopters, and shoulder-launched rockets and endless ammunition. The dam that ISIS and Obama took over is very real threat card, and he might eventually blow it up to create panic when the timing suits the need for it. My theory about how he is going to get Israel to a peace treaty is that he is going to blackmail them, saying that Iran and ISIS have a nuke and threaten to use it. If Israel says, screw you, he might blow up the dam to scare the crap out of them. That he means business, just my theory. Anyway, about the name ISIS versus the new term Obama has been pushing, ISIL. Everyone else calls it ISIL still, but he's pivoted to ISIL, so why the name change? And why is it important? It might sound like a big nothing to most, but it's actually extremely significant if you understand what he's doing, given the fact that he is the one pushing the new name. He's got Hegel calling it that now too. The L on ISIL stands for the Levant, supposedly a word of Arabic origin or meaning which suggests a much, much larger landmass than just Iraq and Syria, which is the I and the S at the end of ISIS. Apparently, the Levant includes an enormous swath of land that goes from Egypt across Saudi Arabia and includes Israel as well as Syria and Iraq. So, what Obama is subtly telegraphing is that he is officially legitimizing the Islamic State as a much larger landmass, treating Israel's God's country as if it's just part of the Islamic State. As a Muslim, he is trying to rebuild the long-lost Ottoman Empire and elevate it to global dominance. Essentially, it's a clever promotional tool on his part. He's verbally unifying the enormous Islamic State under one large umbrella, which he is going to assume control over once he destroys us with our own nukes. The border crisis, by the way, has zero to do with children and babies and illegal aliens. That's just fodder to get people pissed and distracted. The real border crisis was designed by him to overwhelm the border patrol and cut their staff too, so that they would become overwhelmed and be turned almost overnight into babysitters, while he trucks in the jihadists by the boatload and put on buses to cities, where they disappear. By the way, did you notice that he gave those people fundings too? So he's probably paying for their apartments of the jihadists' cells while they wait for their final green light to light us up. Anyway, by building an Islamic army, which he is doing with our money, between you and me, he will have a solid, well-geared, transitionary military ready to go when the U.S. is toast. Make no bones about it. He's taking the world to World War III, and it's real, very real. I kind of feel like we're sitting on the deck of the Titanic after the iceberg. This is going to be Hitler 2.0, just on a much more massive scale. This will be the biggest, most deadly war in the history of all mankind. The Bible explains it all. By the way, it's forming exactly as it says it will. I assume that the parrot-lemming media will pivot to the new term that Obama prefers, ISIL, without skipping a beat, and they won't point out the major significance of it. But it's pretty significant because calling it ISIL instead of ISIS has essentially treating Israel in a new name as if it doesn't exist, which, as we all know, since Obama is a Sunni Muslim, he hates Israel and the Jews. Anyway, just thought I'd pass those tidbits along. You know, the 3 or 4 lengthy videos that I've posted, they're all from the same writer. He's extremely well informed. And once again, I couldn't understand why he was calling it ISIL. I honestly thought that he didn't know that he did it unintentionally. But as this viewer and his contributor clearly points out, there's a reason that he did it. He's signaling. He's telling them, we're taking it all. And Israel, insignificant. So for all you Jews, and I'm one of them, but I didn't vote for him. For all you Jews that voted for him, shame on you. Shame on you. You helped bring this nightmare that we're all living. He's going to destroy Israel, and he's going to destroy the United States unless he's stopped. That's what I think. What do you think?